In this video, Jimmy and I head out to Las Vegas to test and review the all-new Artura, McLaren's latest production series supercar that is actually a hybrid powered by a 3.0-liter twin-turbocharged V6, making 577 horsepower in a hot V configuration. That means the turbos are down here on the top of the engine, in between the cylinder banks. And then it's augmented with an electric motor sandwiched in between the engine and the transmission, making another 97 horsepower, while this little motor weighs just 34 pounds. This brings the total for the Artura to 671 horsepower. With an all-new carbon monocoque that we can actually pick up ourselves, the new Artura weighs in at just 3,300 pounds. We take the Artura through the amazing Valley of Fire for some scenic and fun driving, then do some quarter-mile performance testing that everyone wants to see, and then we head down to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for that elusive circuit track driving that many of you always ask for on the channel. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, Brooks from Dog Times here. Jimmy and I are out at Valley of Fire outside Las Vegas, and look what we got here. The brand new McLaren Artura. So this is McLaren's production series hybrid, 671 horsepower. It's got a 3.0-liter twin turbocharged V6 with an electric motor sandwiched in between the transmission and the engine. Artura weighs in at about 3,300 pounds, which is about the same weight as the McLaren P1. This has an entirely all-new carbon monocoque, and actually you can see it's got flying buttresses down in here. It looks like they're kind of pre-planning for how the Spider version is going to come out later on. Probably drop the top right into right here, kind of similar to how my LT Spider does. Guys, we got two 95/20s in the back, and then we go to 19s to save weight in the front with a 235 tire. Fender vents come with the car, optional carbon of course. Those used to be optional. Jumping into the inside of the car, these are brand new comfort seats. We got a mix of Alcantara and leather on the side bolter. They actually move the controls, which are usually before on McLaren's over here, kind of hard to see and use, but much easier and friendlier design with the electric controls over here. They do have optional racing type seats as well, and manual. Jumping inside the car is a whole new kind of infotainment and system here, similar to what when we drove the Elva. It's got this binnacle and allows you to select the different modes just by clicking up and down while your hands are still on the steering wheel. So this entire kind of binnacle, they call it the binnacle, but this is connected here, and the entire thing moves up and down and comes in and out. And it keeps the distance between the screen and the steering wheel the same, so you can kind of reach here. Of course, we got the shift paddles left and right here. And then when you start up the car, it starts in electric mode every time. So there you go, the car started. Engine has not started yet. And we start off in electric mode. Now on the left here is the suspension. So we got comfort, and then you just click up, and then you got sport and track. And in the right here, it starts off in electric, so you can just drive off with no gas engine at all. It's got a range right now of 18 miles and 225 on the gas. And if we push up here to comfort, and then it goes into sport, which starts the engine. Let's see what this sounds like. On the left stock here, you can go through tire temperatures and a few other things. Interesting note about the tire system in this, they switched it up. There's embedded chips inside the tire that communicate with the car, which enables you to get the tire temperatures and speeds without having to actually kind of roll forward. Usually you have to, the systems now, you have to kind of drive for a little bit to get those, but the readings come up right here. I don't know, one drawback that might be is if you get
no Toyos.
Well, yeah, Toyos wouldn't have the sensors built into the chip into the tire, so you might have to buy specific tires, or bespoke tires, as McLaren likes to say, for the Artura if you want to keep your TPMS. So something to think about right there. You can also cycle through some other things here. So we got the CarPlay, which we'll talk about in a minute. This is the electric charging status, which has a different modes depending on if you're in electric, comfort, sport, or track, of how it charges and keeps the hybrid battery charged. And then goes out here is kind of a trip meter, launch control. Yep, we're gonna do launch control. stay tuned. And then as we scroll down, kind of back to there. Now we got navigation as well. Now a welcome addition to McLaren's is finally, we got CarPlay.
Oh man.
I mean, wow, this is really something pretty key, and I think it's done really, really well. So you basically plug your phone into the USB-C. We also have USB-A, but you have to be plugged into the USB-C to get this to work. And then from here, you got your kind of standard CarPlay and your apps. You can cycle through these different areas. We're in Valley of Fire, so you can see where we're at on this route that we're doing today. And of course, you got your Spotify, you got your phone, volume control right here. It's got a 12-speaker optional Bowers and Wilkins stereo, which actually sounds really, really good. Way better than my LT, probably because there's more insulation in this car. And then some of the other things here, basically CarPlay. You want to go back to McLaren, click here.
And then for the first time, it also has a subwoofer ever in a McLaren.
Yeah, subwoofer.
Which is built in. It's built in apparently within the tub, and so it allows it for more, you know, kind of bassy feeling. It actually sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does sound really good.
Like out of all the McLarens, this is the best sounding system ever.
Now we got the volume control here, and this kind of gets you back forth between the McLaren system and the CarPlay, and then go back here. And then HVAC controls are always here, so you don't have to kind of cycle through different areas to get to adjust the air conditioning pretty easily. VDC, this is drift control when you have it in track mode. And then driver assistance. So this car actually has ability to read the road signs, and it's got lane assist. So it helps you stay in the lane. So if you're drifting out of lane, an audio alert will come on and warn you that you're drifting out. It also has distance-based cruise control, which is kind of nice to have. So it will keep the set distance between you and the car in front of you. So some welcome kind of luxury features for kind of cruising around and stuff like that. Reverse is electric only. So this has an 8-speed DCT transmission, all forward gears. And when you go in reverse, it just, I think it goes into first gear, but uses the electric motor to actually back up. So that allows for an extra, instead of 7 gears, you got an extra 8th gear. That helps for acceleration. Obviously, the shorter gears will get you going faster, as well as, maybe some more efficiency if you're using that 8th gear. AC has also changed, so it's got a new kind of HVAC system with not only vents here, but also kind of diffused area that come out here, so it's not blowing straight in your face. Kind of like the Teslas have with this kind of long system, but a combination of where you can easily adjust, so you're not messing on the screen and trying to move all the stuff up and down to kind of adjust the air and so forth. Also new to McLaren's from my perspective is there's no active button, so these are always being able to use. McLaren's to date, you always have to press the active button to activate these different modes. And it also has no launch control button, as you'll see. You just got the hazards, reverse, neutral, drive, and the start button. So this is actually a nice addition that you don't have to actually press the launch button. So if you can go drag racing, you just line up, press the brake and the throttle and go. You don't have to worry about lining up and hitting the button and getting all that kind of stuff right. We will demonstrate launch control in a bit and do some testing on the Artura. Maybe we'll do 60 to 130, quarter mile, and see what the Artura is about. We don't want to do it right now. We want to dump some of this fuel out. They gave it to us with a full tank. So we're going to drain some of the fuel down here in Valley of Fire. And then later on, we're actually hitting the track, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And we're going to do some track time. Awesome. So do some road course. I know you guys are always saying, but Brooks, you never go around the road course. So I'm going to watch the watch time on this video. And you'll see, there are probably guys who aren't going to watch it. Number one, I'm not a great driver on the track, I can admit that. But we'll see. If you like the track driving, let me see you watch that, and I can tell if you guys are watching. Comment below. Now they also revised the front lift. You used to have to press a button here and go up or down or something like that. They have a dedicated front lift button, which is a welcome addition. This is the lane kids assist, locking, and then the opening up the front trucker here. Let's go ahead and check out and see how much room we got up in the front. A lot of space, of course, because it's not all-wheel drive and there's no front motor in here. So I got my backpack in there, and you could definitely fit a carry-on bag and a few backpacks and so forth up here. There we got the washer fluid, and probably that could be brake fluid over there. So we will shut this back down. Other notes, there are some more plastic panels. These fenders are actually plastic. It's not aluminum, so as I'm touching it, you can hear. Aluminum, plastic, so that saves some additional weight. Artura starts at about 233,000. With options, I'm sure you can get up to about 250, 260. And so I think let's hit Valley of Fire. All right, we're in electric mode right now. Nail it. Let's go.
I am.
No, nail it.
I am.
Let's go.
I am. floored.
Who wants to see 0 to 60 in electric only mode? A little dusty out here, so we got a little bit of spinning, gotta be careful. This is one of the side roads on Valley of Fire. It's a really cool road. It goes to one of the domes down here, so this is really, really cool. Too bad we can't fly drones in here, huh?
Yeah.
This would be epic.
That would be so epic.
So my thoughts on the sound, I mean, it's definitely a little muted. You don't really hear the turbos as much. I'm trying to figure out, what does it sound like?
I don't know. It sounds honestly like not even like a regular V6. It's a very strange sound. For
Yeah.
Sure.
When I think of V6, I think of like Nissan GTR,
Right.
Little deeper sound, or the Ford GT. Of course, those are bigger motors, a 3.5, and what is a GTR, 3.8 or something like that? 3.8, yeah. So this is definitely a smaller engine.
It's got some nice sounds, but it's not. It's nothing like you know the V8.
And my LT, yeah, my LT smaps growls. Right now we're in sport track mode, so you can hear the kind of downshifts right here. Oh, look at that, we got a deer. Look at that, very cool. Whoa! All right, out here at Valley of Fire, we got a couple of the Rams up here. I don't know if you can see them because it's kind of into the sun. These guys up there. Hopefully it doesn't charge us, huh? Yeah. So this is how you do launch control in the all-new Artura. Right now, I just put it in track. There is no launch button anywhere. If you cycle down on this screen, sorry, this button here, you can cycle down to the launch screen. And let's get down there. Okay, launch control available, start. I'm putting my foot on the brake. I'm gonna go full throttle, and then I'm just gonna go, and it's gonna launch. Let's see what this thing does. 0 to 60, quarter mile, here we go. All right, next up, we're about to go on the track with the Artura Dario.
Nice to meet you
He's
guys.
my instructor today. We're gonna do a couple of laps where I ride and he shows me the track. Then I'm gonna jump in and he's probably gonna get scared because I don't have a drag race.
We're gonna win. I'm sure he's a good driver.
Let's go.
Let's push a little bit. So we approach the straightaway. We go full gas, fourth gear, then upshift to fifth. We brake on the three cones really hard. Okay. Consistent on the brake pedal. Gently decrease the pressure. Approach the apex, and then gas on the exit. Make sure you brake hard enough and you're patient to go on throttle. It's all about timing, okay? So you want to go back inside, tight, and then gas on the exit. Brake hard, gently release, carry the speed, and then gas on the exit. Brake, release, tight, gas on the exit. Release, tight, and then gas on the exit. Next turn is the fastest of the racetrack. You carry a lot of speed in the fourth gear.
70, yeah.
And then gas all the way, flat out.
Oh, nice.
Brake hard, and we go back in pit lane. How was it?
Great.
You'd be faster.
You're
than
way
that, I'm
faster
sure.
than Berkeley, by the way.
Yes. You hear that, Luke?
Yes, Luke.
Now, hours, brakes, gas. Gas, 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 left. Brake here, off the brakes, and gas. Okay, now this lap, just do a cool down lap.
Awesome.
Yeah. How was it?
That was great.
Drive good,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you. So, did you throw up?
Huh?
Did you throw up? No, when he
yours?
took you for a ride.
Yeah. Hey, he said I did all right.
All right, there you go. So what'd you think?
Dude,
It was a blast.
The car was really stiff on track.
Yeah.
Like when you put on track compared
Yeah.
to, you know, sport. It feels like it wants to step out on you.
Yeah,
lot
it's less
more.
forgiving.
Yeah, less
Yeah, I
forgiving.
noticed
Like
that too.
you feel like if you make a mistake, it'll step out.
Yeah.
But you can definitely feel it can take the corners way harder. So
Yeah.
What was your max speed on the straightaway?
It was like 130 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
142, I think.
142?
That's what I got.
Yeah.
just
He
now.
said it was 110, but it's okay. All right, so that's a wrap of our day in Las Vegas with the McLaren Artura hybrid 3.0 liter V6, 671 horsepower. All the stats we talked about in this video. Special thanks for McLaren for having me out.
Amazing.
This car performs. It went 10.4 on an unprepped surface at almost 140 miles an hour. That's a 91 octane fuel.
That's right.
And I was gonna go out and put some better gas in it, but it's getting a little dark now. So we're gonna wrap up and I will go out test with some good fuel at another time. And we had traction on for that run.
Correct.
So if we turn traction off, it gets a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm expecting at a drag strip, this is a 10-1 car.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. I think under the right conditions, with maybe even the right tire, it can do a 10-1.
Yeah, 10-1, 140 miles an
It's
hour.
got 140 miles, so it's got the
Yeah.
mile an hour. So it's just getting out of the first 60 foot.
Yep.
So,
And although the weather's good here, we're still at altitude. DA is probably around 1,800 feet.
About.
So if that drops off too, this car could go well into the 140s.
Yeah.
And of course, we had a lot of track time, as you saw. Drag times on the track. You guys always ask for it. So hopefully you're watching and we'll get those views for drag times on the track. It was a blast. I had a great instructor and yeah, we were hitting about 136 miles an hour down the back straight here on the brakes, as you saw, going around the thing. Car handles really well. And in track, it gets pretty aggressive.
it does. It does. It really does. You can definitely tell that the car wants to like understeer and oversteer. Like it's like it tries to just bounce itself around.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
What a really, really fun car. And as you saw, we got Apple CarPlay, we got all the modern stuff that you want in a supercar, and it's daily drivable.
it totally is.
Yeah, you can. We snuck around the Valley of Fire Park in electric only mode.
Yes,
We also did some revving and maybe upset a couple people, but nevertheless, it was a lot of fun. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, helps the video on the channel, and we will see you next video.